there's always going to be scammers. There's scammers in real estate. There's scammers in the normal market. I mean, there's scammers everywhere, right? It's just that crypto tends to be an environment that makes it easier for people to do so. So, obviously, fuck them, and just always look out for what you're investing in. Read the fine print, and don't take guarantees.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Wagmi TV. We got a crazy one here for you today. We're going to be talking Ponzi schemes. Of course, the story today is about a Ponzi scheme called a HyperVerse that crashed and burned, and we're going to give you all the details. So I'll throw it over to Sia to give some more background.
Yeah, thanks for the intro, Soham. Of course, it wouldn't be a year in crypto without a Ponzi scheme. So we're right on pace. We're gonna have a great year. But anyway, yes. So we're talking about HyperVerse today. Sam Lee and Brenda Chung were the faces of it. Mainly Sam Lee because he was kind of the lead on it all. But Brenda Chung was helping kind of perpetrate what was going on. But anyway, this is Sam. Headed up both Hyperfund and HyperVerse. So Hyperfund was essentially the membership platform that they had for this project. HyperVerse was where the token lived, and kind of just like the HyperVerse project, that's where they had people purchasing tokens and where people could see the value of the token. But essentially, what they did in total, the fraud was actually close to $2 billion. But essentially, what they did is they sold folks on the fact that they had this unique way of mining crypto assets. And then folks would buy into the membership to gain access to that pool of mined assets. And they basically said you get, no matter what, 0.5% yield a month on your investment. So they basically projected out on the website, hey, it's a 3x return over 6 years, guaranteed. They use a lot of language they weren't supposed to on the website. But essentially what people uncovered was that they had no real crypto mining going on or any assets associated with crypto under management. They simply just had the money from the investors. So obviously things started to go haywire when folks tried to pull out, mainly it was actually like the fall, late summer of last year, when things started to go south for them. And then actually a Maryland district attorney got really, really heated. And I guess he's really against crypto, but he's like on a war path to bring Sam Lee and all these folks to justice for the folks that they affected in the U.S. So this Department of Justice affiliate in Maryland, and then also the SEC, have been kind of coming together to put this case against Sam Lee, Hyperfund, and HyperVerse, who defrauded investors for about $2 billion. So it's looking like there's probably going to be some court time, some jail time over the next few months. But just another crypto Ponzi scheme that unfortunately smears the name of crypto. And if you're not familiar with it, everyone's always like, oh, that's just crypto. But I know we all know in this circle that's not every crypto project. Those are kind of almost like black swan events. But anyway, that's kind of the background around HyperVerse, Hyperfund. Not sure if you guys have any thoughts around that.
Well, I think it's funny, right? Just to like kind of hash out the background. They pretty much had no apparent legitimate sources of revenue. They're using investor withdrawals that are paid for with new investor deposits. So your classic Ponzi scheme. I actually read that they hired an actor as a fake CEO when they launched, which is pretty crazy. And then the SEC actually alleged that Chunga, so the promoter of the business that lived in Maryland, apparently took about $3.7 million personally and spent it on a BMW, designer clothing, and a $1.2 million home in Maryland, and a $1.1 million condo in Dubai. So she definitely made off pretty nicely from a personal perspective on this. So of course, these are all accusations. It's alleged fraud until proven guilty, but kind of crazy to think that all this came from that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised she didn't take more, to be honest. $2 billion and she only had $6 million to take for her own. I would say, yeah, it's definitely a true Ponzi. It's one that I'm actually very surprised that we haven't heard more about this. When you look at Ponzi schemes in the history of the U.S., you've got the Bernie Madoff one that was roughly around $65 billion. It was huge. Ton of celebrities were wrapped up in it. They had their funds managed through him. And actually, this $2 billion one might be in the top 10 of largest Ponzi schemes in America. I think we have Alan Stafford's around 7 billion, Tom Petter's at 3.65 billion, but you see this sliding in right probably at the bottom end of the top 10 of largest Ponzi's in the US. So, yeah, I'm actually surprised we haven't heard more. I'm sure there'll be more coming out about this, but $2 billion is huge. That's just crazy for that to go unnoticed for so long.
Yeah, that's honestly crazy. And I think we speak for everyone or most people when we just say like fuck the scammers, man. Like we're so sick of this. Like these guys just suck. But at the same time, right? Like the scammers are always going to be out there. So you got to if you're in crypto, you got to be careful. Um Only invest what you're willing to lose, and if something sounds too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. And that sounds like exactly what Hyperverse was promising. The other thing, if somebody's guaranteeing you anything in crypto, that's just a lie, right? Like you gotta take that into account as well. But yeah, I mean, I don't care for these people. I hope they go to jail for a long time. I hope they seize their property, and I hope we never hear about them again.
Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more, So yeah, and I think to your point, I mean, there's always going to be scammers. There's scammers in real estate. There's scammers in the normal market. I mean, there's scammers everywhere, right? It's just that crypto tends to be an environment that makes it easier for people to do so. So obviously, fuck them, and just always look out for what you're investing in. Read the fine print, and don't take guarantees.
No, I was just gonna say that's it for us here on Wagmi TV. We will be back as always, keeping track of the latest and greatest in crypto. If you found any of this useful, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe below, and we'll see you next week. Wagmi.